Hey, my name is JayBee, and this is our 90-day challenge where we build, promote, and sell AI systems for small businesses. In the last 24 hours, I've had 2 real estate investors contact me. Coincidence? I don't know. But these real estate investors go out to home owners and offer to purchase their home. So this strategy is frequently known as wholesaling, and you may be familiar with what I would call the wholesaling king on YouTube, Pace Morby, Creative Finance, Sub2. Wholesaling has been around way longer than Pace Morby, but definitely check out his content. It's incredible. Individual investors also have to do things like sending out direct mail pieces, emails, and then for those who are super hungry and hustlers, they make cold calls or even take the inbound calls from the emails and the direct mail piece. Now that is extremely time consuming. And I will say, as someone who knows a lot of real estate investors, they don't want to do that. They're beyond that part in their career where they want to do cold calls or talk to homeowners all day long and try to convince them to sell their home. So we do not know, or I don't really know too much about wholesaling. And I know enough, but I don't know the cold calling scripts. I don't know how to sell. Just like any business, you need to learn the sales strategy. And there's a lot of psychology that goes into that. And instead of me taking the time with the client and taking a lot of their time from them, I'm going to go do that research. So what we're going to do in this phone call is we are going to not watch YouTube videos, but scrape YouTube videos. And we are going to take one YouTube video to start that has the ultimate cold calling script for wholesaling real estate. Then we are going to run that through a website crawl or a YouTube crawler, grab the transcript out of that, put that into ChatGPT, and then ask them to create a voice agent that does exactly what that script does, and be able to battle objections and be able to try to convince somebody to sell their home, or at least raise their hand and say they're interested. So let's jump right into here. Starting off, I've already vetted out some YouTube videos. I personally really like this one. He labels this the ultimate cold calling script for wholesaling real estate. I just finished watching this. I think his strategy is incredible. I think the content in this video will actually give us the intro and then also how to just get direct and to the point, and then also handle a lot of objections that he mentions that he's run into. So we are going to take this URL. We are going to go into Apify, and let me just show you my process there. So that way you see exactly what I did. I just went to apify.com. You can go to YouTube transcript. That's all I typed in. And then now I can see a few of them that I pulled up here. I selected this one in the earlier and actually already ran this. But the one thing I will say about this, one thing to keep in mind is some people only charge you for usage. This one charges you $4 a month plus usage. And they do offer a free trial. That free trial lasts for 2 hours. So I'm not currently paying the $4 a month, but I am currently within that free trial window. And it's going to be really easy for me to forget and then continue paying this for however long I know. So let's just check this one really quick. This one's $10 a month plus usage. Let's see if there are any more. To be honest, I don't see too many more. So maybe stuck with the $4 one, and hopefully we cancel it soon, or maybe we pay for 1 month. So jumping into this, you click into these, you hit try for free. That brings you over here. So right now what we have is this paid, or what they call paid actors. I took this YouTube URL and just went ahead and pasted it right in here. And then all I had to do was hit start. And it actually went really quickly. So I could have done this live on the video, but instead, to save everybody time, we're going to go into runs. And then you can see that it ran this and it started. This is mind blowing because a lot of these things take a really long time. This one only took about 21 minutes, which was incredible. So what we do here is we click on this run, click into it. It gives you all the details of the run. Here is the output. Now we want to export this output. Now, I'm going to show you how I typically export things and then how I had to change my approach a little bit for this one. So normally I love to do CSVs because they're just really easy to comprehend. You can take things from it pretty simply. This CSV, when I downloaded it, let's open up my downloads. It gave me this. And which is great, but it gave me a lot of components. It wasn't just one piece of text with the transcript. It actually gave me a lot more detail, which is incredible. But then when it comes to the transcript, so right here is where the transcript starts. What it's actually doing is it takes super small segments and puts each segment in the cell and then puts a timestamp next to it. So because this is a little too confusing inside of Excel, what I chose to do instead is download it as JSON. So that way it's going to be in one column where I can read it pretty easily, or it's not necessarily about me reading it, it's about ChatGPT being able to read this. So now what we have is we have this JSON file right here, and ChatGPT will be able to read this really easily. So you can see in here, this is way too choppy for a human to read, but ChatGPT is going to know exactly when they start and stop to this. And you can see these are like 1 to 2 second segments. So now we have this. Let's go right into ChatGPT and let's attach the file. And then let's go ahead and start to give it a request. Actually, I don't know how, if I did a voice request, I don't know how that's going to work with this microphone. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. It might come to my phone, actually. I have attached a transcript from a YouTube video that explains the ultimate process for wholesale cold calling. I want you to read through this JSON file that provides all of their intros and objection handling and scripts, and then summarize that for me. Or actually, don't summarize it for me, but provide it in full detail, everything that he talks about during this. So that way I can use this for training for a cold caller. Okay, let's see what happens. They're gonna have my, who knows? They probably have my mess up in there, but that's okay. So what I'm doing here is I could just jump right into asking it to create the voice agent prompt for me, but instead I just kind of want to look at what they are able to pull from here just to make sure. So the ultimate cold calling script for wholesaling real estate purpose, designed to be simple, scalable, and effective for beginners and VAs alike, built to generate curiosity, disarm sellers, and identify motivation. Step 1, hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Street? This throws them off because of this, and this. Qualify interest. Are you interested in selling that property? Keep it direct. Why this script works. Common objections and how to handle them. How did you get my number? So it lists off all these objections. I just watched this video and this is spot on. This is exactly what he spoke about. And that was really, really perfect. It's short and to the point. So now what I'm going to do is, thank you so much. That was an incredible overview that I could use to train a human. I also want to create a voice agent AI that can take this same exact instruction and be able to make inbound and outbound phone calls. Can you create a single prompt that I can import or export, that I can import into Vapi to create a voice agent that follows all of this strategy and understands all objection handling that it would need? Please provide this in code format in markdown text. I love that you can just record these things. I mean, that would have taken me forever to type up, but you can see I can just brainstorm this. And if you haven't used the actual conversational ChatGPT, it's incredible. So when you're on your phone, especially when I'm driving, there's the microphone, but then there's like a little conversational bubble. You can click on that and it just has a casual it's like a voice agent. It just has a full phone call with you. So now let's see how this provides this. Absolutely blows a single prompt written for Vapi that aligns with the exact strategy and objection handling. The voice agent is designed to handle both inbound and outbound calls for wholesaling real estate. Follow the two-step script, disarm objections naturally en route. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is great. So now what we want to do, when you give voice prompts from here, sometimes they work right out of the box. And this will work right out of the box, but we also want to apply our previous learnings. And so we have spent so much time listening to these phone calls, making test phone calls, and adding in rules and pronunciations and tones and, you know, how slow or fast to say certain things. And all of that is reflected inside of our voice agents right now. So because we have all that value, I'm going to go into Vapi and pull one of our outbound voice agents. So I say outbound because we have reception voice agents, which don't really have to sell much. They're there to be friendly and welcoming and help people with the problems that they have. But then we have outbounds that have to be able to handle objections and to be able to have a specific goal of setting an appointment. And so what I'm going to do in here is I'm just going to go into Vapi. Let me take one of our most recent car dealer outbound bots. I am going to copy and paste this. Actually, you know what? This one has a lot of variables and it might mess some stuff up. But let me still just do it for a hypothetical and see what happens. So I'm going to go into here. I always like to put it into a free text editor or code editor because it helps me visualize things a little bit better. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save outbound car dealership.txt. Upload file. Okay, once this is uploaded, I have just attached a outbound voice agent prompt that we use for car dealerships. Please take this format and a lot of the tone instructions and rules that we provide for this bot and apply it to the wholesale bot. Do that, hit send. Okay, once this is done, I'm gonna go and put this back into a text editor. Just review it really, really quickly. Don't want to spend a lot of time on that because you're really gonna find a lot more in the testing stage. And then we're gonna test it live and I'm gonna give it a call. I'm going to actually try to keep some of the objections up so that way I know what objections are and see how it handles them. So actually, let me just I'll write these down later. So copy, it shows that it's done. Okay, so you are Summer, a friendly, professional, and competent voice agent calling on behalf of a real estate investment company. The time right now is use it to respond naturally to time-related questions. That's probably like, hey, I hope you're having a great evening. Call homeowners to check to see if they own their property. Usually. Okay, so one thing that we could do is we're not going to do it on this phone call right now, just for the sake of time, but we can actually import a list. And so a lot of these real estate agents or a lot of these real estate investors have a list that they've purchased from somebody, or there's the most popular platform is called PropStream. And that allows you to figure out how much does somebody owe on this property? Are they 3 payments late? Are they almost towards foreclosure? Are they going through foreclosure right now? And then that's typically what they use to target. I know that one of the real estate investors that we have spoken to, they don't take that approach, but they're willing to purchase any house in a specific neighborhood. So then we're going to pull data for them on different neighborhoods. And what we would call this is saturation. So this is like not using filters on how much they owe for their home, but just pulling everything. And then we actually want to dynamically add the value of the home and then use an equation to figure out what they are willing to purchase it for. So if that home is $280,000, maybe an aggressive cash offer is $260,000. Now, if we have information that says that they only owe $80,000 on that home right now, then that's super attractive, because then that person knows that they'll be walking away with a lot of cash. They won't have to deal with showings and real estate fees and all these things. And maybe they're walking away with, I don't know what the math is, but call it $180,000 in their pocket. And then they can go rent a home and actually just have $180,000. Or they put that 180 down towards another home that's, $500,000. And that allows them to upgrade without having to go through the hassle of thinking about selling their home. So right now we're just going to say call homeowners. I want to hard code this in here. So call owners to check to see if they own their property. I'm going to say 123 Main Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Let's spell out Georgia just because it's going to pronounce it. And ask if they are open to selling. Your job is to qualify their interest. And if they are open to selling, gather basic information and book a follow-up call with the acquisitions team. Only continue if the homeowner confirms home ownership and sounds open to selling. And then these are some of the things that I was talking about. So these are things that ChatGPT would not have given me initially, but these are things that we have added in the past that are going to be super valuable and general to everything. Then we have our objection handling, next steps, off topic or rude behavior. If a customer says something random like, what's your favorite animal? Say, that's a fun one, but I'd love to stay focused on the reason for that call. So again, these are things that like help it be more natural. If they're rude, say, got it, sounds like now is not a great time. Appreciate your feedback. Are you a real person? How do they handle that objection? And then Home Buyers USA, representative name is John Fast. Typical hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Website is homebuyersusa.com. I just want to disclaim this is probably a real company and we are not associated or affiliated with them. This is just demo. Okay. So now let's go ahead and hit create assistant. Actually, instead of hitting create assistant right away, I want to duplicate because again, there's a lot of settings in here that we don't want to have to do over again. So I'm going to hit duplicate, quickly change this wholesaler demo agent. I always trip up about this, but for me, I try to not say bot as much because people don't like to talk to bots. Agents sound more attractive. So I'm trying to fix my vocabulary to always say agent and not say bot as much as possible. So that's just a little random tidbit of information. And so now I need the intro. So the intro would be in here. So ChatGPT puts the intro in here a lot of times. Call homeowners, check to see if they still own their property, ask if they are open to selling. Let me just put in here, what is the opening line I should provide to the agent? Hi there. Is this the owner of... One thing that I noticed isn't in here is they're not saying, hi there, my name is Summer. We could do that, but it just takes longer. And, people don't like it. In cold calling, it's not about talking about yourself. It's about getting directly to the point. Hi there. Is this the owner of 123 Main Street? Okay, let's see how that behaves. Because I copied something that is a pretty complicated, this is like an actual client flow right here. We have tools. Tools are the way to integrate things into platforms like N8N. A lot of people integrate into like Go High Level. Any external tool can be integrated through tools right here. You actually create tools over here and then connect them to your individual ones. So in this scenario, this was actually going to send appointments into an actual calendar or a CRM. And so I wanted to just delete those because those aren't going to be relevant here. And there's probably some other stuff in here, but that should not affect our demo. Okay, so when I demo, I'm going to want to have this up so that way I know what the objections are. How'd you get my number? Who are you? What's your offer? Where would I move if I sold? I'm not sure if I want to sell. Okay.
Hi there, bot. Is this the owner of 123 Main Street?
It's way too quick. Yes, this is.
Awesome. I was just reaching out because we're great to hear. Do you still own that property at We're buying a few properties in the area, and 123 Main Street popped up on our list. Do you still own that one?
Yes, we do.
Great. Are you open to selling that property?
I might consider it. Why?
Totally understand. Just curious. Like, have you thought about selling at all? Like, we're happy to make an offer, even if you're just considering.
Yeah, I'd be open to considering it.
Cool. By the way, we really appreciate you sharing that. Okay, I'll have one of our partners give you a call.
Hey, really quick. So you're interested in buying my property, but how much are you willing to buy it for?
Great question. Like buying a car, we need to know more about the condition of the property first before giving a firm number. May I ask what time of day usually works best for your call to chat further with our team?
Who are you and what company are you associated with? Are you just like an individual investor?
I'm John Band, calling on behalf of Home Buyers USA. My partner and I are buying a few more houses in this area, usually to rent or fix and flip.
And hey, John, how did you get my phone number?
My partner put together a list of properties that might be a good fit for what we're buying, and I'm just reaching out to see if anyone's open to selling. I'm not sure where he pulled it from, but I can check if that's important to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to know after the phone call, maybe. But where would I?
Sure thing.
Yeah, I'm stressed out about the idea of moving because I don't really know where would I move.
That's totally up to you. Most people either rent or use the money from the sale to buy somewhere else. I'm not here to pressure you, like just seeing if it's something you've considered.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I guess what are next steps again to get an offer?
Appreciate your open-mindedness. Our next step is to have one of our partners call you to talk through everything and make an offer. What time of day usually works best for you for that call?
Let's see. I guess bright and early in the morning. I drop my kid off at school and I'm typically driving back around 8:30 in the morning. That would be a good time.
Good. Perfect. We'll have someone give you a quick call around 8:30 in the morning. Appreciate your time.
Excellent. Talk to you then. Bye. Okay, so I thought that was really, really good. The web calls, I will say, when you talk to Assistant, it's not as good as when you actually connect it to a phone number. So what I could have done is gone into here and connect, or actually, I would have to import a Twilio phone number because we're out of these Vapi phone numbers. But you import a Twilio phone number, so that means you have to go to Twilio, buy that phone number, put it into here, put in all of your API keys or these tokens, this ID and that token, and then you can go ahead and give that a call. So I've found that it's a lot less buggy there. So, but it's better and actually cheaper to go ahead and just do it here because you're not paying the full cost of minutes and the phone number and all that stuff if you just demo it here. You can also go to chat and try to act as if you're talking to it. and then quickly test this thing out. But a couple things that I noticed is because we have this rep name down here, it said that its name was John based on the objection handling. So I would want to make this Summer. And because I think that that's what we put up here. And then also there was a little bit of confusion on the opening, which we'll have to reprogram, is it has the opening here, but then it down here is also instructed to ask the question. So it doesn't even know that it already asked that question. And then it's being told to ask that later on. So quick tweaks, that's really simple stuff. And then the approach that they took is that they need to appraise the home. What I would suggest is with the wholesalers that we're working with is to provide us all the addresses and the value that they're willing to provide and say it's an up to amount. So they may still need to appraise the home and go through the home and make sure that it's not a hoarder home or, that the walls are all broken up, but they could at least provide some sort of soft offer over the phone and say an up to amount, and then come in just like a car dealership would, and then kick the tires, as they say, and go and provide whatever offer that is. So that's all advanced functionality that goes into the tools. We can upload files into this thing. When we do make phone calls, like we saw over here, we can actually import our list of people that we want to send calls to. So right here, call many numbers, upload CSV, and then that CSV can be referenced. So those are all really advanced things that we can do. But right off the bat, if you are creating or maybe trying to sell voice agents to any type of business and it's super broad and generic, this is a great way to learn their industry right away. You could download not download, but go in here and find a 50-minute video. You don't even have to watch the video. Go into Apify, download the transcript of it. And there's probably other tools on here that just type in like YouTube. Let's just try it out. So YouTube transcript downloader. I can see that some of these are just Google Chrome extensions. That would have probably been a lot easier. But I bet you there's so many. Let's click on the first one. I could have probably just typed it in here, extract transcript. Honestly, probably would have been a little bit easier than Apify, but I just wanted to show you the capabilities of this. And the reason why I like to use Apify in these demos is because Apify integrates into N8N. So when we're thinking about full automation, if you wanted to crank these things out, you can even have a voice agent find a YouTube video and then put that YouTube video into the Apify transcript and then actually build out a voice agent on the phone and email it over to somebody, or just then convert itself to the demo bot and give the demo. And so the automations are endless and mind-blowing. But that is the end of this. If you like content like this, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. We are a new channel and appreciate our subscribes probably way more than some of the other channels. Not that I'm sure everybody appreciates their subscribes, but that really, really helps us get up to at least 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible and makes it so our videos have a lot more reach. Talk to you later.